than racing bikes, but this is the man we're talking about, Michel Dunlop. You know, he is the greatest TT rider of all time. You know, the Northern Irishman is absolutely unbelievable around there. Nice little burnout for everyone as he makes his way to the house, and it's just so great to see him here and to get this, you know, this huge honour. I mean, you know, you think of the greats that have been on this balcony in motorcycle sport, your Valentino Rossi's, you know, the greats from Formula One, whether it be Lewis Hamilton, and, you know, for Goodwood to recognise him and the TT and his achievements is an absolutely brilliant thing. He's on the MD Racing CBR 1000RR Farblade SP, and it's just great to see.
It really is, to see Goodwood honouring this. The Duke of Richmond coming out to greet Michel Dunlop, who is putting on a show for us as well, because it is often that the two-wheelers can go a little bit more under the radar at these events when we are so focused on four, but how brilliant to see such huge attention to it. We are celebrating Michel Dunlop, who last month surpassed his uncle Joey to become the most successful rider in the history of the Isle of Man TT. The Northern Irishman now has 29 TT wins to his name, and he could well be adding to that, and we are about to celebrate that with his very own balcony moment at the Goodwood House. And this is a very special moment. And Michel Dunlop, I was doing a little bit of my swatting up in my research. Yep. You know, his temperament as a rider could be quite fiery at one point, you know, not acknowledging some of the names of his competitors sometimes.
Yeah,
that steely determination of an athlete.
Well, he's a proper old school racer. You know, he doesn't get involved in any of the Mickey Mouse stuff. You know, he's just about winning, and he's just about competing, and he's a very hard competitor. You know, he's tough, he's aggressive, and more importantly, he is super fast, and he's a very hard man to beat on the roads. Yeah, known for his aggressive style, which just makes it so spectacular to watch. And here at Goodwood, you know, staunch fans for years for TT racing, but also inspiring that next generation as well to sit down and get into not only motorbike racing, but the Isle of Man TT. Yeah, and if you haven't been over there, whether you're into cars or bikes, it's an event you should do in your life, because there is nothing quite like it. And so much of it, you know, you can get up into the hills and go and watch it sat on your feet in a field at the side of the road with no one else and see them scream past. You can sit in a pub, watch them come past in the beer garden. You know, there's such a choice. You can be in the grandstand. There is a plethora of places around, you know, 37 miles long, over 30, you know, there's so many places you can go and see on that 37.73 mile course. And it really is an event in itself, and it's a wonderful thing. And don't forget, in the Isle of Man, of course, once you're out the speed limit areas, there is no speed limit. So once you're out the towns as well, you can
to the floor.
You can you know, obviously safely go as fast as you want.
Well, maybe not quite for the floor for the two wheels, but we are about to celebrate then Michel Dunlop, the greatest ever at the Isle of Man TT.
Wow, what an entrance. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us here at Goodwood House to celebrate the most successful rider in TT history. He is an icon. He is an icon of road racing. Please welcome to the balcony, Michel Dunlop. Michael, what an entrance. It is great to see you. Now, I was fortunate enough to be there when you took your 26th, 27th, 28th and 29th TT win, and we saw just how emotional it was. Has it sunk in yet, just the incredible feat that you've achieved?
No, it's sort of more sunk in this morning when I got lifted at the house by a helicopter and dropped at the front door, and obviously the grace is... this is an honour. Obviously, this is, I suppose, when you're want to succeed at the highest point, and I've done that. This year just makes it feel something special, and for what they've done today, obviously something that will stick in my memory forever, and I'm just so grateful for the Goodwood people for everything they've done, and this for me is an honour really, and it's to be the most successful person around the Isle of Man, it's a goal that I've been chasing for 12 years now, and this year we were able to make it successful.
And for someone that's maybe not seen the Isle of Man TT, but maybe just heard about it, can you describe just what that lap is like around the mountain course?
It's like a load of rednecks going racing. TT's obviously something completely different. In the sporting world, we do 37 1/4 miles of sheer road racing between the trees, and mostly best man wins, and that's what it's about. And it's a challenge over 6 laps, which takes an hour and 40 minutes. And yeah, it's a feat that people think it's madness stuff, but when you're brought up and reared in it, it's nothing but it's the Olympic of the sport, and that's what we look at. It's the highest achievement that you can career. Doesn't matter where you win. I've won all over the world, and nobody cares. But when you win at the TT, it's something different.
Well, it truly is phenomenal, and it's an intense few weeks. And as a spectator, people quite often say once the event has finished that you have the TT blues. Is that true for a rider? Do you experience the TT blues? Do you miss it once it's all over?
With the TT blues, it's more going to work on Monday morning, but no, it's so high tense for 2 weeks. The TT, it's very full on, and for me, this is probably the first time that we haven't really stopped. Mostly when we go home from TT, back to work, and everything settles down again. But I really have been on the road ever since, so I haven't actually had a chance to stop. But look, you get that. It's like everything when you're in such a high. There's only one place to come, and that's back down again. So let's try and get back up on the high again next year and see what happens.
And coming into this year's TT, you had 25 wins to your name and stood as the second most successful TT rider behind your uncle, Joey Dunlop. And I think many people thought that his record of 26 TT wins would never be broken. Was there a time that you thought that his record would be unreachable?
Look, records are there to be broke, that's for sure. We knew that. And I knew I was capable of winning races. The sad thing was that about 2 weeks before the TT, I broke my wrist in 3 places. I broke my skyfoid, my luniate, and the bottom of my arm. And at that point, I was very nervous of how things were going to come apart and whether we were going to be competitive. I knew I should be competitive. And to go to the TT stronger than I've probably ever been was fantastic. Look, my record's going to be broken. There's no doubt about that. The records are there to be broke. That's the whole point of sport. That's the whole point of the game. But for me, the only record that I was looking to choose was obviously Joey's, because it stood for 24 years, and it's obviously my uncle, and it's a family thing. And for me, mine will be broke, but it'll not make a difference, because obviously Joey is the big hero of the sport, and to be in that, even named alongside Joey, for me is an honour. So for me it's a proud day for the family, and it was a proud day for me. And I'm not any better than Joey. That wasn't to try and pretend to be that. It was just to be within the same winning league as Joey. That was what the goal was.
It truly is phenomenal, and why you deserve the recognition that you're getting today. But I believe that this is your first time to the Festival of Speed, and what a way to experience it here on the balcony. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, for me this is a massive honour, obviously, to get to stand here where Grace has brought a lot of sporting legends here, and just to be even this chance for this crowd. And to be quite honest with you, when they said we're going to bring you on the balcony, I genuinely thought that nobody would sort of recognise me, or nobody would understand the sport, and to see all the crowd out, for me it's fantastic. It's with my job, I don't really think we're not famous in any way. I just love my sport. I love riding my motorbike, and today it just shows that there's obviously some people watch it.
Yeah, well, definitely, and you can see. Yeah, truly well deserved. And You followed in two of your fellow riders, John McGuinness and Peter Hickman, two other big names of the sport. That must be important to you that several riders are being recognised as well.
Yeah, my problem is these two boys were making my life miserable for this. Over the TT years, these are the boys that were trying to make beating Joey's target even harder, and they still are. They're obviously they two boys are the pinnacle of the sport, and to be riding in with them is fantastic. I think we've all, I say, the amount of TT wins we have here is ridiculous between us all. So, look, them boys are John, who's in the sport maybe 100 years now. I don't know how many years he's at it now. He's there and he's still plugging along, and a massive hero at the TT. Obviously Pete as well. Look, the boys are fast, like, you know what I mean?
I think they'll continue to make your life a bit hard work in many ways, maybe. But we are delighted to have you here, Michael. Enjoy this moment. Please put your hands together for the most successful TT rider in history, Michel Dunlop.
What a moment for Michel Dunlop. 29 Isle of Man TT wins to his name. His bodyguard's up there with him as well.
But just such lovely words as well, you know, to hear him speaking about, you know, his Uncle Joey, you know, just a really, it's the most I've ever heard him say. And I thought he was, you know, very eloquently put in how he feels it. And look, what you're looking at there is three legends of the sport. You know, you're looking at 66 TT wins between those three. And so it really is an incredible, you know, for the road race fans, you know, and for motorcycle fans, you know, it's a wonderful honour to see these guys celebrated here at Goodwood, and to see the crowd appreciate it, you know, to hear the crowd and see them. It's just a wonderful thing, and a huge congratulations to all three of those amazing men.
And you can tell the emotion in his voice as well, looking at the crowd and reflecting on, you know, his family's involvement with the Isle of Man TT, to genuinely chuffed to be up there and be recognised by